Alright, timestamp September 8th, 2025, 10 after 3 p.m. Real quick, remember I said I had a screensaver or slideshow or whatever of the NOAA Aircraft Operations Center. Muppets. Love it. Gonzo in full Gonzo the Great regalia. Cutting the Muppets budget twice. That's wrong. Yeah, PBS thing. Anyway. Yeah, Scrappy, we're going. It's been raining off and on, which... Ooh, rumbly. I don't smell the gasoline like I did. Oh my God, that was bad. That was bad. It was really bad. Man, I'm sitting at the bar and I feel like I'm about halfway through a 20-gallon pump. Gotta be careful where you say that, right? Mother, what did he mean, a 20-gallon pump? You have peed. Do something else, please, other than chasing bunnies. I'm sure there's one hiding. I'm not gonna sell you out. Scrappy pranced on by. Because of the soupiness, picks canceled on me today, which is okay. When it starts getting white out, it's not the easiest path to get to here anyway. Going from Hillsborough County to Pasco County can be an ugly drive in best conditions. It's 30 minutes if everything goes your way. It's an hour and change if things don't. White out conditions. It's weird. People that live in Florida, well, they live here. And for some reason, when the sky faucet turns on, people just forget how to be. And an amazing amount of dumb driving happens. And I expect that's true everywhere. I expect Colorado, when it starts to snow, people become complete idiots. It's just mind-blowing. I guess we just had an accident yesterday. Popped up on my feed. It's not like I'm like doom scrolling, but 3 guys flipped a car, like a almost reminded me of that Roadrunner green from the 70s. But they flipped what was probably a pretty nice muscle car, going 100 miles an hour in the rain. I don't think they walked away from that. Sure they were carried, but I'm not sure in what capacity. I don't know. I mean, I was young and stupid once, and I did total my car when I was 16. No drugs, no alcohol, just pure dumb. Had a new-ish Honda. I wanted to see what it would do. Well, I saw what it would do. Almost killed me and my best friend is what it did. That was all me. And I'm sure that stunted my stunt driving. I'm actually a very good driver, but I just don't drive fast. I don't drive reckless. That grew me up a lot. And that was my first concussion. True story. I've had 3 that I know of documented. And I think I've had 2 others. Because once you've had one, you kind of know what it feels like, you know? So I think I've had 5 concussions in my lifetime. If I ever do have a CAT scan or something like that, I wonder what would show up. Because it does cause, some kind of brain damage. So yes, I have brain damage. I can admit it. Kaiser asleep on the bar like he's not supposed to. I always have the urge to do the Eddie Murphy thing. Beef jerky time. Good boy. Hey, that's my finger. Hey, you didn't go outside. You sat there and looked at me as I went to the door. Yeah, Sniffing the ground like, yeah, that's true. I'm done asking because you flip me off with your eyes every time. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to be doing eBay, working my list. It's a small list. This is, for my younger viewers, one of the keys, though, to getting things done is make a list, work your list. One of the things that I do is I make my list pretty big. I know I'm not going to get everything done on that list. I know I'm not. There's 3 days worth of stuff there. But the key here is to not get frustrated when at the end of the day you sit down with your coffee or whatever your ritual is. The key is to not go, oh man, I didn't get my list done. You have to go into it knowing I'm not going to get my list done, but I'm going to knock as many of these bricks as I can. And then you just recreate your list for the next day. Carry over the things you didn't get done. Give it the good old college try, or whatever you want to call it. But try and get as much done on the list as you can without making yourself cuckoo. But go into it knowing I'm not going to get everything on this list done. And just brace yourself for that. Because otherwise it's real easy to get into the whole negative, self-talk thing, of, I'm worthless, I didn't get it all done. Make it too big to get done. And then you don't have to worry, because there will be something on your list for tomorrow. You're not going to go to bed going, I'm going to be so bored. I got everything done on Monday, Tuesday. What am I going to do? Play video games? God, that's such a chore. But give yourself that time to play is part of what I'm getting at there too. My wife, my adorable psychotic redhead, incredible amounts of ADHD. I don't think she'd mind me sharing that. She does what she calls 30-30s, which is she chips away at a chore for 30 minutes. She sets timers, and she's really diligent about it. She's good about it. She sets timers, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. She'll blitz through, work on a project or something for 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes of cool down. Then 30 minutes of work, 30 minutes of cool down. Now that may seem like, oh my God, that's like slacker stuff. When you're talking about being up for 15, 16, 18 hour day, you've actually put in 8 to 10 hours work. And a lot of times, as you move through that, you'll find that on your like fourth 30-minute doing work shift, you'll actually go for like 40 or 50 minutes because you'll be almost done with the project, and you want to wrap it up before you actually take your 30-minute break. You want to get that completion. And she's really productive when she's doing her 30/30s. Really productive. But just like if you have ADHD or whatnot, kind of a pro tip, man. Hearing David Breakfast Blend. Keeping it simple, but simple's good. I got up really late, but I went to bed really late. I got up probably about 1 p.m., but I went to bed at 5? And I woke up to Enlightenment. It's a Peter Davis and Doctor Who episode. It's not actual. I mean, I have some kind of enlightenment, but I woke up to Enlightenment. Really interesting and fun episode. For those of you who don't understand Doctor Who, I had somebody throw me a DM thing. The older Doctor Who's were done in like 30-minute, like Saturday morning serial, not serial, but old school cliffhanger ending, tune in next time kind of thing. And typically an episode, depends on your viewpoint. For the most part, the older Doctor Who's are like 4 parts that make up one episode. It'll be like a 25 or 30-minute episode, apart. So you'll get 4 of those will be one episode, and basically it means that every episode is almost, it's motion picture length, really. It'll be just short of 2 hours. So Enlightenment is a 4 episode, 2 hour episode. Made up of 4, like 25-minute segments. Just to clarify, because somebody was asking me about that, because the newer Doctor Who isn't done that way. So each one of the episodes of, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Colin Baker, all that, they're typically like 2 hours. So, I'm saying. And one thing that Roku does that this would, if I hadn't seen most of these before, this would make me crazy. Every now and then they'll play like parts 1 through 3 of an episode, and then play part 4 of a completely different episode. Somebody fell asleep in the booth kind of thing. They did this the other day, and if I hadn't seen it before, I would have screamed. They played like 1 through 3 of it was Tom Baker, Seeds of Doom, I think. And then played part 4 of Face of Evil. So we went from Tom Baker and Sarah Jane Smith and this like plant monster issue to Tom Baker and Leela and warring savage tribes and a mega computer gone wrong. It was because I was like half watching it. I was working in the living room, and part 3 went off, and we're getting into the final, the conclusion of Seeds of Doom, which is, it's a good episode. It's got almost a, I think maybe, no, they had to have, whoever wrote it had to have been inspired by John Carpenter's The Thing. They kind of had that vibe. Starts out in Antarctica where they find this weird seed pod. I mean, it was definitely shades of The Thing. And part 3 goes off, and then part 4 of Face of Evil starts up, and I know both episodes really well, so it wasn't like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But it was very much a, oh man, anybody watching this for the first time is gonna be pissed. Because you don't know what happens with this one, and then you get to see Act 3 Another one that maybe you haven't seen, so you've got no context for anything. Um, the Face of Evil is Leela's first appearance as well, which I adore Leela. But I think she's an amazing companion. Yes, nice on the eyes and the outfit. I'm a dude. Yeah, it's hot. But yeah, no, she's just a really neat companion. Coming at it from a completely non-scientific, instinctual viewpoint. And it's neat to see the two worlds of the doctor and science, and, you know, it's like in D&D. You've got a wizard, and then you've got a druid. And they have a different viewpoint on the universe, you know. The best way I can think to put it. It's really cool. Really, really cool. But yeah, that happened on the Roku, and I was just like, oh, for any first-time watchers, the enemies you have just made. There could be a phone call or a strongly worded letter in your future. It tickled me. Oh. Bang on the glass. Projectionist, what are you doing? I got that little window at the top of the... Anyway, never mind. So yeah, there's definitely... without consulting the cards, there's definitely some eBay in my future. Because I keep getting thundered or rained out on the garage sale aspect, and I gotta get some of the stuff out of here. Again, I'm not going to try and sell the toolkits, the like skill saws and drills and routers and rotary grinders and stuff like that. I'm not going to try and sell those on eBay, because even though I probably could, I think some sales might bottom out when the shipping costs hit, because they're not going to be cheap to ship, and I can't Amazon free this stuff. This is gonna need to be a cash in my hand kind of thing. And I've got a ton of stuff that I need to garage sale that's our stuff too. That's just not they're big and bulky things that don't make sense to try and list on eBay because of the shipping. No. The item's $20, but you're gonna pay $40 in shipping. Mind you, with the tariffs in place, some of these things still might be a steal if you're having to pay impact fees and whatnot, but I'm not even going to play that game. I'm just going to sell stuff on eBay that I know makes sense to sell on eBay. Dear God in heaven. Trying to get rid of the boxes. I made some progress yesterday in the garage, making room on some of the shelves out there so that I can put some of the totes that I have in here out there, so I can set up stations in here. It's all a big thing. My wife and I keep comparing it to a slide puzzle, if you remember those. It's like a little flat puzzle with a whole bunch of little square tiles. And you have to move them around and try and create the picture. There's only one space open, so you can't like move en masse. You have to move one at a time and try and reposition things. And I know they have them on some of the apps and whatnot, so you probably know what I'm talking about. But this Leonardo station is one giant slide puzzle. And that's the thing, if we start actually being able to do the garage sales and whatnot, we have the potential to have 2 slots open instead of 1, and we can start really maneuvering things around a little bit. We still got to get working out here to spray. I thought we'd have maybe that in place by now, but it's another week or 2. I mean, when Pix was here the other day, she was working in my mom's office trying to clear out the stupid in there, because so much paper nonsense. I think I was telling you about that. she's got newspaper clippings from 30 years ago that we're looking at going, I don't even know why she saved this, much less why would we want to save this, I don't know who this was important to. Not us. She liked clipping recipes too. Once upon a time she did bake and cook and stuff, but she hasn't really done that in over 30 years. But yeah, there were stacks and stacks of recipes from like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. That's another thing to work on, is to get that phone squared away. Which I've got it. And it's bright coral pink, so it won't get mixed up with any of our other phones, because we don't have any pink phones around here. And that, but also the ulterior motive here, because great, Tampa's calling. The whole city. It's someone trying to scam or sell my parents something. I guarantee it. When I redo the kitchen and or dining room and whatnot, because that is on the menu, I have to, I'm not going to do it this second, because I'm just not, it's not my purview. Right now I have to maintain the estate. I can't modify it to my whims. And I did talk to Billy at the VA the other day. He is working on getting my dad placed. He's got the paperwork. Everything looks good. He's gotten it to all the medical muckety-mucks to check off the boxes. So now we're just trying to find my dad a home. God, man, I never thought I'd be in this position before. You and one of your kids are going to be camped out in your parents' home. Your mom is dead, and you're trying to get your dad into a long-term VA placement because his brain broke. Ready, go. It's like someone setting an improv scene for me. What? And all you have is this gerbil and a plunger. Kaiser, don't you dare. He's doing the stretching thing. He's going to knock over my lollipop jar that is my phone prop. I'm high tech here. But yeah, so now it's trying to find my dad a room. And it needs to be in a memory care, a facility with memory care, a memory care unit. And quite frankly, this sounds awful. Really good locks. Because once again, my dad made his way to the lobby of the facility he's in, and they escorted him back upstairs to where he's supposed to be. But I've heard them refer to it as exit-minded and escape-minded, which apparently is not incredibly uncommon with at least some folks in the dementia camp. Because they've got a persecution crisis and all that. You feel like he's being imprisoned, which, to a degree, yeah, you are. And that's the part the guilt that I fight, because I've imprisoned my dad. And at the same time, I know that was the right answer. As awful and despicable as that sounds, that was the right answer. Because left to his own devices, he was going to get himself or someone else hurt. And at the same time, he's an easy victim. Because 20 phone calls a day from Tampa, Florida. I've talked to a few of them. They want to do this for him for a small fee. Give me your credit card number, that kind of stuff. And it's like, he's gullible enough. The dementia has made his brain weak enough to where some of those, and I'm working on getting some things off of his credit card right now that I think may be 800 numbers that he called while watching Fox News, or people that called him out of the blue that he said, oh, that's a good idea, here's my card. And he's getting billed for them every month. Because he's a 84-year-old dude with dementia, which makes him kind of an easy mark. And Florida is great hunting for old people that aren't thinking clearly. Because everybody comes here to retire and die. I'm not making this up, it's truth. And I'm still real. I'm not AI. I keep seeing complaints about AI, like videos on YouTube and things of that nature. I'm real. AI couldn't come up with this. Let's be honest. That's alright. I've been labeled a comedian before, so I'm supposed to be this goofy. It's on my business card. Actually, I need to get some new business cards made. I have some from when I was running the hobby store, but the phone numbers are all invalid and whatnot. I need to get a new one done. I do like having them on hand. I have given them out before. Yes, I'm 54, so older people still do business cards sometimes. $5-10 on Vistaprint, no big deal. Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah, but I've got like some cereal containers that I need to clean out and set and prep for use. There are 30 first aid kits floating around the house with various amounts of supplies. Some of them are 20 years old and they smell funny. You ever notice like old first aid kits have that weird smell? What's that? But I want to have some active, good first aid kits tucked around the house. But I need to go through this. This is the silly, mundane stuff on my mind. I want to go through the supplies, which there's aplenty, and actually set up like 3 or 4 good ones with current stuff that isn't spoiled or weird, and get rid of the rest of them, because my god, I'm not kidding, there's at least 20, probably 30 that I found. But I do want to have one, like in the kitchen, in the garage, in each bathroom, places that absolutely make sense to have them. Right now there's 4 in the guest bathroom from various periods of Earth's history. 2 in the kitchen. I've got 3 in the living room that I'm currently working on ransacking. There's a couple still probably buried in the dining room. The workshop, we found 5 or 10. Definitely want to have a big one out in the workshop too, just in case, but we don't necessarily need 10 small to medium ones floating around, most of which smell funny. It's a correctable thing. But yeah, my dad's got seed bank components all throughout. There's like a bunch of them on top of the fridge in the kitchen. Actually combine it all and make, one centralized seed bank location. Yeah, I mean, but then I've got some big things too, finish office and workshop. That's not a 20-minute task. That's a 7-hour task. The shelves in the garage, that's an all-day thing. Some of these things I'm not going to cross off. Again, you're not going to cross off everything off your list. Go into it knowing that, so you don't beat yourself up at the debriefing at the end of the day. But make an oversized list for yourself. You keep your focus, and at the same time, you will get more done. You will. Than if you just free range and float. Make your list, work your list. But that's my advice for the day. I do have a couple of toys that are supposed to be coming in today, which is cool, including that The one that was it was loose and kind of dirty and whatnot. When I get it, I'll show it to you. I'm hoping, because I looked at the pictures again. The tracking finally appeared, and it went, oh yeah, no, it's almost here. I was like, oh, okay. It went missing in the postal system for about 2 weeks. The last listing I had was from the 26th of August. Yeah. What month is this? And it said that the shipping label had been created. I'm like, okay, you gonna get it to the post office, or just let it sit on your desk for a month? And I sent him a note nicely and said, hey, the shipping hasn't updated status. And he was like, yeah, I shipped it. I don't know why it's not updating, but it should be to you like any day now. And he was right. He was right. And that's why you don't Karen on people. Because I could have been a complete, dick. But the post office website just didn't update the tracking. I don't know why. But yeah, it is probably arriving today. But I looked at the pictures again, and I'm hoping I can clean them up and recover them, because if I can, again, I'm going to sell that one that I've got that's new in package. And if it's beyond hope, I'll probably open the new one, and this is going to sound awful, but I'll probably keep the messed up one for like parts, for like scratch build and stuff, because there's probably some components on it that I can use. But I'm hoping it's not a complete bust, because I'd much rather rejuvenate him. He'll probably be hanging out on my desk a bit, because me and my toys. I'm positively ridiculous with this stuff, and I know that. I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? I'm okay with it. That whole what's on your desk right now kind of thing. Got some of my Plants vs. Zombies, got a couple of my Among Us guys, my Doorables, a couple of Imperials. Yeah, I'm that guy. And my lion. I don't even know what this guy is. I found this guy in the wild. And you can take him apart, and the little eye thing, it's like 4 different sides to it, so he can have different eyes. Right now he's wearing his angry eyes. This is Sherman, and he watches YouTube with me. He just hangs out at my desk. I don't know. He amused the hell out of me. I found him, I think I was working at Dollar Tree, and he was just like on the floor. And he's not, I don't even know what he is. He's not a Dollar Tree product or anything. He just exists. And I'm picking up the department, working in toys that day. I picked up the department, and at the end of the day, he was still sitting in my basket that I was working from. I'm like, I showed him to my boss. Barbara doesn't care about that kind of thing. I'm like, it's not our product. I found it. Do you care? And she was like, no, it's yours. I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, he came home, and he's been on my desktop watching YouTube with me ever since. It's Sherman. And apparently the videos he's been watching lately have made him angry. He's probably watching a lot of the political stuff. Probably. Because it cheeses me off too. So I get it. Anyway, I'm gonna make some yogurt, actually. Got some Greek yogurt in there, probably some blueberries. That sounds pretty good. Nice healthy breakfast, filling, antioxidants. Some Ceylon cinnamon on top, because it's good for blood sugar and all that. I'm not diabetic, I am pre-diabetic, which is to say if I don't mend my ways, I can become diabetic. And my mom's diabetic, so I know that there's that trend there. So Ceylon cinnamon in general, but Ceylon specifically, because there's like 3 different types of cinnamon out there. Really good for getting your insulin sugar under control. So healthy, slap on top of the yogurt. Help keep me running efficiently. Work your list. Make it a great day.